Friends and my dear students, we are continuously taking or continuously we are organizing the online video class for all the students of Sanjani Mahavidyalaya Sapulis. So myself Professor Sandeep Mundhe, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology in Sanjani Mahavidyalaya Sapuli, Taluka Chakur District, Latur. So let's we are continuing discussing the significance role of microorganism here. We have studied already the harmful role of microorganism. It means the diseases we are discussing last from one lecture. Today we are also continuing the another disease due to the air microorganisms. The disease is called as leprosy, or the disease is also called as Hansen's disease. The leprosy in Marathi we can say Maharog. We can say that Maharog. Why it is also called as Hansen's disease? Because the first time the scientist Hansen's he discovered the disease, that's why he named that disease Hansen. The leprosy, it is the disease due to the microorganism Mycobacterium leprae. It is the name of bacteria. It is very dangerous microorganisms because we cannot easily handle such microorganism in the laboratory and in the laboratory levels. So by taking number of precautions, by using PPE kit, we can diagnose such disease. We can carry out a number of laboratory tests also. So intracellular parasite grows in macrophage. It means they grows on a specific mediums in macrophages, and due to the infection of leprosy to the humans, what happens? There is the folded bulb like lesions. It means this type of infections, this type of symptoms generally we observe in the society or everywhere when we are frightened in the surrounding. We are observing the peoples, they looks like these types. It means this is the infections of Mycobacterium leprae, or that disease is called as leprosy. A billions bacteria per gram of tissue. It means that why the situation of such peoples, because due to the maximum numbers or multiplication of such bacteria inside the body, and if the huge number of bacteria increases in the body, it means the billions bacteria per gram of tissue, it created side effect to the peoples, and there is the folded bulb like structures on the body. So apart from that, severe form of leprosy which can also affect peripheral nerves and motor functions. It means they are affected different body parts, and due to which what happens, the milder form a tubercular leprosy in which fewer bacteria can be covered. It means that easily we cannot cover such disease, we cannot diagnose, and there is no proper treatment. With the help of that treatment, the patient will not cover. It means that proper medicines are not available. This is the main importance. After that, the another disease, that disease is called as meningitis, and or it is also called as meningococcosemia. In Marathi we can say Mendu Jwar, or it is also called as Mendu Majjaraju disease. Mendu Jwar in Marathi we can say. So meningitis, it is the disease due to the bacteria Neisseria meningitis. Neisseria meningitis, it is the name of bacteria which causes meningitis. It is a gram negative. It is aerobic encapsulated form. Encapsulated means the outermost layer of the bacteria is a capsule, Encapsulate means toxic in nature. That's why it is encapsulated. The infection starts via the airborne route. How this is the disease? It is due to the airborne microorganisms, and the infection also starts via airborne route, spread to blood and can cause. It means they entered into the body into the body, and body through they entered the microorganism into the blood, and through bloods what happens, they causes a space, they entered into the brain, they into the brain, and they create a number of problems. It means that meningococcemia, sepsis, coagulation, shock, 17% mortality. It's that type of effect in that place. And meningitis, inflammations of membranes lining the central nervous system, sudden headache, vomiting, stiff neck. So how can we identify disease? So by, if the peoples they are suffering from specific nerve system, that is sudden headache, vomiting, stiff neck, and under the diagnosis the patients are diagnosed due to the disease, and it is treated by penicillin G or chloramphenicol. It is the medicines. This is the treatment process. Generally physicians they generally prescribe penicillin G or chloramphenicol. These medicine, by using such medicines the patients are recovered. After that we will see the another disease due to the air microorganism, measles, mumps and rubella. Now measles, it is the, in Marathi we can say gover, mumps we can say galgund, and rubella it is the part of measles, means it is the part of gover, means gover असेल, galgund असेल आणि rubella it is the type of gover. The symptoms and the causative agent of these three diseases are one microorganism causes a number of such, means there are different strains of one kinds of microorganisms. Measles caused by paramoxyvirus, it causes paramoxyvirus. A nasal discharge, how can we identify, or how can we say the child is suffered from the measles, mumps and rubella? If if you are observing the sore throat, fever, cataract rash now occur in isolated outbreaks, and number of small drops on the body, it looks like red colors, it indicates gower, it indicates measles, and mostly the childs they are suffered from such disease. Mumps caused by a different paramoxyvirus, inflammations of salivary glands can spread through bloodstream and to testes and brain. It means that how these air microorganisms enter into the body, they entered into the body through mouth and nose. Once they entered, what happens, they entered into salivary glands into the body, they spread, and once they entered into the stomach through they entered into the blood streams, and bloodstream to they entered into the testes and brain, as well. Rubella caused by the toga virus, generally milder than measles but can be transmitted congenitally, and all three are affected managed by MMR vaccine. So we can recovered all the disease afterwards by using a specific vaccine, MMR vaccine. It is the vaccine, it is the substance, it is the solid or liquid we can uh, produced by using a specific type of virus or specific part of the bacteria, it is living or non-living, and that vaccine, if available in the market, if we vaccinated the childs, in that times, so we can recovered from measles, mumps, and rubella disease. After that, the next disease, it is due to the chicken pox, airborne, that chicken pox and shingles. Chicken pox, that disease is called as kanznia, that we can say in Marathi kanznia, and shingles, that disease is called as nagveda. Chicken pox is a kanznia, and shingles in Marathi we can say nagveda. So both caused by the same herpes virus. Chicken pox as well as shingles, it is the disease caused by same one type of virus. That virus is called as herpes virus. Chicken pox is transmitted by respiration and disseminated in the bloodstream, causing characteristic rash on the body. Characteristic rash. Most of the peoples in the society, they are unknown about shingles. They unknown about the shingles. Shingles means it is nothing but nagveda. But it is very important to know about shingles. Shingles is not a dangerous disease. It is a curable disease, and it is a curable disease by using by using Ayurvedic medicines. It means by using some type of the medicines. But most of the peoples, they are, due to the unknownness of the shingles, they are very some tensions are due to the shingles. Dormant virus is, they entered into the body through mouth, then after that in specific place it causes. Dormant virus in nerve cells can migrate to surface skin, causing shingles. That shingles is called as zoster. Usually strikes elderly and immune compromise, and decreased incidence due to the new vaccines. Nowadays what happens, due to the availability of new vaccines in the market, and we are giving properly such vaccines to the childs during that times, so whatever the incidences of chickenpox and shingles are nowadays decreased due to the new vaccine. After that, we'll see the another disease due to the air microorganisms, common cold. In Marathi we can say sardi. 85% caused by single stranded RNA virus. The viruses containing single stranded RNA, they generally causes common cold. Nowadays most of the peoples, they are generally suffering from common cold, most of the peoples. So doctor, they generally says this is due to the viral infections. It means that single stranded RNA virus is responsible for common cold, especially rhinovirus and coronavirus. It is a coronavirus. 15% caused by DNA virus such as adenovirus. It means that there is the percentage wise infection of virus to the human, and they produces common cold. It's 85% caused by single stranded RNA virus and 15% caused by DNA virus. The average persons gets 3 per years, means the most average, there is the fixed average of where the average person gets the common cold 3 times per year. And nasal inflammation and obstructions, general malaise but no fever. What is the main symptoms of such disease? Nasal inflammations. Nasal inflammations means nasal through nose waters are dropwise waters are comes out. This is the main symptoms, and it is a curable disease, not that much dangerous. Aerosol transmissions, and in which time mostly the common colds occur during the rainy season and in the winter. The moisture level is much more in the environment, and this environment is suitable for that virus. and that's why most of the peoples they are suffered in the winter and the rainy seasons from common cold. Vaccination is extremely unlikely. Why? Because there is no vaccines. The vaccine is not extremely useful for common cold. Why? Specific antiretroviral drugs are under development. Block viral coat protein to prevent virus cell recognitions. It means that we can generally prefer medicines. In the medicines, generally we can refer antibiotics, drugs for curing common cold. But there is no any vaccines, and there is no proper any medicine to cure that disease 100% up to the 5 years. Not like that. We can cover if we are suffered, and we can cover. In the next time what will happen we cannot say. The next viral disease is the influenza. Next disease is called as influenza. In that we can say that शीतज्वर or हिवताप. In Marathi we can say that शीतज्वर or हिवताप. So influenza, it is the disease due to the single stranded RNA virus. It is the type of virus, and three different strains of such virus: A, virus, B, and C. It means three different strains of such viruses are available in the environment. And low grade fever, chills, fatigue, headache, these are the symptoms of influenza. What? Low grade fever, chills, some in Marathi we can thandi, and fatigue and headache, these are the main symptoms of influenza virus. The segmented RNA genome infection by more than one strain leads to gene reassortment called antigenic shift. Because there are three different strains, out of which if the segmented RNA genome infections occurred, it means assortment the antigenic shift type of the infections. The mutation in important genes encoding the hemagglutinin and neuraminidase results in antigenic drift. It means that what happens once the virus entered into the body, it creates number of problems, and especially the genes of, especially the RNA of the influenza virus, it engulfs with the DNA of human bodies. And what happens, there is a lots mutations. Mutation means there is the production of new genes, new DNA, new RNA. And if in important genes encoding the hemagglutinin and neuraminidase result in antigenic drift, means there is the helpful specific type of enzymes for increasing the disease in the body. Immunity generally comes from antigen A to H and neuroantigens. So naturally what happens, there is the immunity. Immunity means rog pratikarak shakti. We can recover the disease antibody A. So apart from that, what happens, there is the another disease. There is the another disease of the viruses after the common cold influenza, that is the staphylococcus infections. Staphylococci infection, it is also the infections due to the gram-positive bacteria, non-sporulating, but resistant to drying. It means the bacteria generally resist on drying, therefore found on skin and mucous membrane. What is the main action, main symptoms of such disease? On the body part, there is the mucous membranous infections on the body surface. Infections often occurs at wound sites, especially nosocomial infections in the hospital. Most of times the children's when they during the playing of any games, and what happens, there is the breakages of knee or any parts of the body, blood comes through that parts. During that times, what these air microorganisms entered into the hole of that parts, and there is the pus formation. Pus means poo. There is the formation of pus, and this is due to the growth of, this is due to the growth of Staphylococcus infection, Staphylococcus bacteria, and there is the infection, and that bacteria is called as Staphylococcus aureus, produces hemolysin exotoxins, lyses the red blood cells and enterotoxins, causing food poisoning. It means that there are two types of strains of Staphylococcus aureus. One generally entered into the body through breakaging parts of the body, and there is the lysis of red blood cells and production of pus. And second, it produces endotoxins, causing food poisoning. And next, coagulase produces blood clots and around the bacteria, mask it from immune system. And some of the Staphylococcus, the infection they produces leukocytin, kills white blood cells. Toxic shock syndromes can be caused by inadequate feminine hygiene. It means that hygienic condition is very important. It means to keep clean and neat the house as well as the surrounding area, so we can avoid the disease. So apart from that, there are a number of diseases harmful as beneficials that we'll see in the next class. So students, we all the lecturers providing you these videos for your study, and we hope that you are studying, you are watching such videos, so you study well, you takes the positiveness, and definitely we can say that you will get 100% the results from this video. Till then, bye.